vision of a personal empire in which he is the tribune, a world in which raw power, not the principles of democracy, holds sway. And the centerpiece for this vision, according to Senator Abbo, is the presidency, which he says the Senate now operates under as a unit and has lost its place as an independent arm of government. The senator from Adamawa State also accuses the Senate president of a kind of vengeful vindictiveness, especially in the context of the Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan sex scandal. He urged Mr. Akpabio to submit himself to a proper investigation and to stop targeting senators who oppose him. Unless Mr. Akpabio is reined in, he warns, he could pose a threat to President Tinubu's administration because his actions are taking a sledgehammer to Nigeria's democracy. So how much does all this lay bare some of the more serious concerns that have been expressed about the Senate and its president, and how much of it is pure politics without a scintilla of truth, as one lawmaker put it? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former senator from Adamawa State, Elisha Abbo. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Talk about a scathing criticism. I mean, and that's putting it mildly. How has it come to this? Because, I mean, the way you describe it, it sounds like the Senate leadership has gone stark raving bonkers.
Yes, it is. Even the word that I used them for lack of more serious words to use.
So it's worse than you said. Actually,
yes, it is worse
according
than I said.
to you.
Yes. Now, let me start about myself as a person. Remember, in this very studio, I accused Akpabio of one of the people who come together to say that I was out of the Senate. Because when the 10th Senate, when I won election to the 10th Senate, I became like a de facto DG campaign to Senator Abdulaziz Yari. In this very place where we are in Telescope Hilton, Akpabio came to my hotel room around 2 a.m. and pleaded that I should work for him. And I told him that I will not work for you because I'm already committed to Senator Yari. And these are my reasons. However, I wish you good luck. And he came, he said he's a Christian like me. I should work for him to balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I heard from the people of the 8th Senate wasn't a good one about you. And I told the vice president when the vice president called me to work for you, so I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Transcorp Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I'll not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion. And he started taking me around the house. And he said, do you know that I have a chapel in my house? I said, wow, you have a chapel here. I said, let me see. He went and showed me the chapel. And in the chapel, he told me that, you know, you are my brother. I said, yes. He said, 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said, 5. I said, how did you know? He said, I'm the Senate president. I know 5 senators are leaving. And truth what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them.
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself. So when I was in the Senate, I traveled to Kenya on a parliamentary assignment. I spent my own money, about $14,000. I submitted paper for reimbursement. They refused to pay me till this very day. Before I was removed, I already obtained Angolan visa to represent the Senate at the IPU conference in Angola. The practice has been, even if you're not a senator or a member of our House of Representatives, as long as you are you are representing the country. In fact, former senators or former members of the House of Reps still represent Nigeria until new people come in and inaugurated. He turned me back from the airport. That is Akpabio. My salary for that month, I was moved on the 19th by federal government rule of engagement. After 15th, you'll be paid your full salary. My salary, I was moved on the 19th of October. My salary was not paid for that month on the orders of Akpabio. And let me tell you one worst thing that he did. There are 109 senators. Now, 5 of us were removed. 2 left. Umahi left to become Minister for Works. Gaidam left to become Minister for Police Affairs. Now, making 7 senators left the National Assembly. Out of the 7 senators who left, Akpabio sent their official cars to their houses. Every senator that was removed from the Senate got their own official vehicles, leaving only Senator Abbo alone. Senator Darlington got his own. The 2 senators from Plateau, the other Senator Ohere, the 4 of us removed by the court, they all got their own. And the 2 that left before me, that I screened them to become ministers, because they come for screening, and then I screened them as a senator. They also got their own car. They left before me, yet they got their own car, leaving me out of the 116 senators sworn into the 10th Assembly. Because I challenged Akpabio, I was the only senator that they refused to give him the car. That is the vindictiveness of somebody called Akpabio.
Well, it sounds very personal, doesn't it? I mean,
of course,
for you, it's pretty much personal. I mean, so this is your payback then, is it?
No. I don't pay back. I am just trying to, I laid a foundation so that I will come to the Natasha issue.
Well, we're going to come to that. We're not there yet. Let's finish with your allegations and your accusations against Mr. Akpabio, because one of them is that you said he's running the Senate like a personal empire.
Yes.
Targeting senators who oppose his views. And you suggest that you're one of them.
Yes.
And you say that, as I said, you yourself have been a victim of those actions.
Definitely.
And this is one of the incidents, or one of the sort of the problems that you're talking about.
Yes, and then let us look at Senator Abdul-Ningi. Senator Abdul-Ningi was the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum, and I was the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. So as the treasurer, as a matter of fact, I was slated to become the secretary of the Northern Senators Forum. But because Abdul-Ningi and Senator Abbo, we are from the Northeast, and we said, let's take this secretary position to another person from another zone. So I became the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. And Abdul-Ningi came out to say, this don't the budget to be passed. And it has been increased by so figures. Before you know, Jack Robinson, Senator Abdul-Ningi was suspended from the Senate for 3 months. And let's look at Senator Ndume. Ndume was the digital Akpabio. When Senator Ndume came out to say, things are not run properly here, what happened to him? He was removed as the chief whip of the Senate, stripped of his position as the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, and then be thrown away. What vindictiveness do you want? And I look at it. The same Akpabio, I moved that motion to amend the rule of the Senate standing rule, that will allow only a senator that have served for at least 1 term of 4 years in the Senate before he go contest for leadership of the Senate. The amendment look Senate President only. The same Akpabio went and brought in first-time senators and made them leadership of both minority and the majority.
Right.
Just so that he can control them, so that nobody can say anything to him. Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
Well, I don't know.
I am telling you now.
But let me just say.
And I am telling you now. And I told him that you are no longer a governor. These senators are your colleagues. We are not your commissioners. So they cannot serve you tea. So
that kind of emphasizes the point where you say that he's running a personal empire.
He's running a personal empire.
But I mean, some might accuse you of speaking ill. I think you even addressed this yourself, of an institution that elevated you to prominence.
No, I did not say that. And what I said in my interview last time was that I had to speak ill of the institution that brought me to national relevance. And what we are doing today, remember last time I was in this studio where I defended the remunerations of the senators. So that I'm speaking good of the Senate. And what we are doing now, all former senators that have been there since the time of Shagari, we are not happy with the level of the integrity of the Senate have been washed down. So,
right. But we're fast running out of time, so I'm going to gallop ahead.
Yes.
I mean, you, of course, were a member of this current 10th Senate.
Yes.
Until you were removed by the appeals court.
Yes.
In October 2023. Very briefly, just tell us how you lost your senatorial seat.
I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry, because there's no law that back what happened. And I believe the judge know what she did. And that's why she had to send Senator Ken Inamani to come to my house to come and beg me. And it's true, Ken Inamani is still alive. A situation where a judge said that local government election took place in 5 local governments, and she cancelled election in 2 local governments, differentialized 2 local governments, cancelled election in 263 polling units, and not order for election as the law stipulated. That is not the law. That is robbery. That is a coup against democracy.
Right. So you think there was political pressure?
Of course, he was pressured. And I said it time upon time.
Right.
And unfortunately, I petitioned the NJC, and NJC became a body that only punish small judges, magistrate and high court judges, but they cannot punish big judges. And that's why I'm supporting the bill that should dismantle NJC. They are doing nothing. I have letters from the NJC in my hand. They are doing nothing. And I'm advocating for that same bill in the House of Reps, that the NBA should be the one who will discipline judges by passing a vote of no confidence on erring judges.
Right. Now, you yourself, of course, you're not free of some of this damaging scandal that you talk about. I mean, because you went through a pretty damaging one when you were in the Senate. I mean, didn't you?
Yes.
You were sort of mired in that controversy when you were captured on video, slapping the owner of an adult toy shop.
It's not so.
In Abuja. I'll make the point and then you can refute it. I mean, you turned up there with 3 women to purchase some adult toys, and you were later
the creation
found,
of the media.
You were well. I mean, this is what the story that is circulating is.
Yes.
But you're here. You can refute it if you want to. I mean, you were later found guilty by a court, and you were ordered to pay 50 million naira to the shop owner.
No, let me tell you what happened. What happened was that before I became a senator, a situation happened. Before I became a senator, something happened. And it was a case of people fought. Some ladies fought, not in an adult shop, but rather a candy shop that's separated into 2.
Right.
At this side, they sell candy for birthdays, the cakes, and the rest of it on one side. On the other side, it was an adult shop for women.
Right.
And I dropped one of my sister with her friend. And when I left, I was told that I received a call that your sister is dead. I said, died? He said, what happened? They said somebody hit her. I thought maybe it was a car that hit her. I said, did the driver stop? They said, the driver did not stop. It's not a driver, it's a person. I rushed back there and I met a lifeless body who fainted there, assaulted by her fellow person. And it's not the owner of the shop. The person also came there and they had an issue. What happened was that they called off the video where the real assault took place on my own sister. And I met a conscious sister lying down, and they brought up where matter escalated.
Where you lost your temper.
Yes.
Right.
And we went to court, tried for criminal assault, which is more dangerous than just paying damages here and there or whatever. And we requested for the original video to know what happened. And the judge found me not guilty. However, there's a pressure on government. They want to continue to be taking money from here and there and the rest of it. And they say they are suing for damage. What damage? I never appeared in the court. I only heard that there's a case at the Federal High Court where they say they charge me for whatever, so there should be exemplary damage because my name is a senator. I should pay 50 million naira for fighting. and I appealed the case. So the matter was before the magistrate court, and I won the case.
Right.